Hey class, welcome to CBIS 4215, e-commerce for the entrepreneur. This is Brian Marshall, and I just want to say welcome to the summer session of e-commerce. I want to talk a little bit about my teaching philosophy. There's a really cool video on D2L that this is how I explain my teaching philosophy. This is a video we took down at Disney World. I have a little 4-year-old daughter named Madison, and you can't see her; she's behind the play button. But go on and watch this video, and what you'll see is she'll come out here. She's like 4. She just falls right in. She does this awesome drop into this big pool of water down here on this zip line, and then she just kind of pops up out of the water and swims over to the side without any life jacket on or anything, and it's just pretty awesome. And that's kind of my teaching philosophy. I basically say, hey, jump in the water, jump in this, and let's see if you can't swim. So that's kind of the approach I take to teaching, is let you guys jump in, actually do some work, and hopefully pass that jump test. What you probably don't see is a couple things, is that there's a lifeguard there, and he's a little bit stressed out of her being in the water without a life jacket on, being that there's like 8 and 9-year-olds in the water with life jackets on. But you also don't know that she's been at my house where we have a swimming pool, and she's been practicing for a long time. So we work with her a lot. She knows how to swim. I have a lot of faith in her, and it's not like we just throw her in. We actually work with her and then we throw her in. So that's kind of my approach to teaching this course also. So a little bit about me. I've been at Georgia College since 2006. I teach IT, I teach programming, I teach e-commerce. I graduated from Utah State with a PhD in MIS. I got 4 kids: Andrew, Tyler, Kennedy, and Madison. And way back in the day, before I went to college, I joined up with the Marine Corps, and I was in the infantry for a while. And currently I go to the University of Georgia. I'm in one of the master's programs for financial planning. So some of my e-commerce experience, my wife owns a company called Southern Fabric. It's an e-commerce, 100% e-commerce online quilt store. She's been doing it since 05, 04. Kind of a cool story. She jumped into e-commerce when it was kind of new. Currently she has 94,000 Instagram followers, 267,000 Pinterest viewers a month. She also has a pretty cool blog called Southern Fabric Blog, where she puts a lot of content out there. And very terrible YouTube video. She has a YouTube channel, 264 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Not very good, but that's the area that we could probably do better in, is this channel here. But some things, other things that I might have ventured into with e-commerce, so what I call the brutal failures. My brother and I started a company called Bentley Quilter, where we actually custom designed this Bentley long arm. This is actually a long arm quilter. This has like a 24-inch throat, so you can actually put a huge quilt in here and quilt it, and it actually has a robot and a big stand and all does. And we sold this thing. We actually sold a whole bunch of them. In 1 year, we did $100,000 in sales. But due to costs, we only made like $1,500, which had to be split 2 ways. So I would call that a pretty bad failure. And the other one was Presley Fashions. Me and a buddy of mine that was in the fabric industry also thought about, hey, why don't we make women's clothes? So we started from yarn, and turned the yarn into cloth, and turned the cloth to a cut and sew operation, and actually designed and made clothes, and just lost our shirt, if you will. I mean, just got killed. Never sold any clothes, and the thing was kind of just a big disaster from the start. We had people that said they were going to be in, they weren't. Needless to say, that is a hard business to get into. So I'm pretty happy to be what we know. So this is our basically our income statement from last year. We did okay. This is an okay thing, right? So for an at-home business, this just basically shows you that this is a lot of work, right? Like you look at that gross profit right there, and you say, wow, that's a lot of money for working out of a garage in a pool house. But then you go down to the actual operating expenses, and you start saying, wow, $84,000 in advertising, and and my wages and salary is only $17,500. So total operating expenses was 150, total gross profit was 216. So, there is some profit on top of that, but at the end of the day, this is still just it's still basically you're just getting your own job, essentially. So e-commerce is not all, I'm going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. It is something that you could build. And at one point, Southern Fabric had a building. Now we work out of our house, but we had a 3,000 square foot building, had 10 employees. We were doing, over $1 million a year in sales, but it was just this rat race of constantly trying to, what are we going to do next to make more sales? What are we going to do next to make more sales? So when everybody was fired, well, not necessarily fired, but everybody moved on, we brought it back to the house and we reduced our expenses by like 90%, and our profits went way up. So that's something to think about, to start small. So about this class, the syllabus is on brianmarshall.com. It's also on D2L. The required book is, you'll need to go out here and go to gccodec.com and sign up for a student package, $9.99. This is a web hosting package, so you guys can get your project. And there'll be 8 weekly projects, because it's an 8-week course, and there'll be 8 weekly quizzes, and that's it. So every week you'll have a project, and every week you'll do a quiz. And then the quizzes will be based off of lynda.com videos, and then these are the different modules. So each module is 1 week, and you'll do the quizzes. So that's how easy that's going to be. It's not going to be, there's no other exams. They're just some basic quizzes, and it should be a pretty fun class, pretty exciting. So we'll go through the different projects, and there'll be content. Everything's done through D2L. So if you have any questions, just reach out and let me know. Otherwise, we're pretty excited about this class.